Hey everyone, today I'm going to be doing my review of Mass Effect 1. Now you might be asking yourself, why am I reviewing a game that came out 11 years ago, back all the way in 2007? Well, to be honest, there's a lot of game reviewers out there that basically just will review the latest games and basically just crap on it. And the reason why they crap on it is because the games are released unfinished. So I decided that when I do game reviews, I'm actually going to be reviewing games that are basically that have been out for a while at least, have either officially been like finished and capped off, or basically are will basically had the finishing touches on it. All the bugs have most of the bugs have been worked out, and yeah. Um, and actually, the reason why I decided to do that was Mass Effect Andromeda. But I won't be doing that one for a little bit. I will be doing these in sequence. Um, so after this one, it'll be like Mass Effect 2, then Mass Effect 3, then Andromeda, and then never know. Maybe by the time I get Andromeda out, Mass Effect 5 will be out. Probably not. I'll actually have that done way before. So here we go. Um, so Mass Effect is a third-person RPG shooter series. It's science fiction, so you're going to be out in space. Not out in actual space too much. I think it does happen a couple bit times, but it does happen a few times in the series, but not a lot. Um, you play as Commander Shepard. You can actually customize your character to basically be male or female, um, and customize the way they look and everything. You can't change the voices though, because well, that would have been like way too hard for them, I think. Male Shep is actually voiced by Mark Meer. Femme Shep is actually voiced by oh, what's her name? Jennifer Hale. And both actually do a decent job. There are some bits where one character will fall off and the other character will actually be a lot better, but then it kind of gets flipped around a bit. I do prefer FemShep actually, just because it's a little more lighter. I usually do Paragon runs. Um, I can't see myself ever doing a Renegade run with a FemShep though. It's just I don't know. In terms of the story starts off with you basically taking the SSV Normandy on a shakedown cruise. Well, there you get a distress call from a planet called Eden Prime, and you go down there and shit hits the fan, pretty much. It sets in motion a chain of events that could lead to the end of all life. Um, the Mass Effect series, well, with the exception of Andromeda, is actually designed to work in concert with each other. So, literally, when you finish the first game, you have to move to the second game, and then to the third game. So, I believe the devs have actually counted it as one game, but because they're not technically one game, you basically have to count them as separate games that you can basically just continue where you left off. Um, in terms of characters, there are some awkward performances, but some of them are actually quite good. I do like the villain. Um, Saren is actually quite menacing, and he's actually done by, I think his name is like Fred Tatakore, or I don't know, I'm probably butchering that. He actually does the Incredible Hulk in a lot of things. I have a couple other games, Marvel games that he's actually in. Um, and yeah, he plays the Hulk, and he actually does a really good job at it. So it's actually really kind of surprising to actually find that out about him, because actually, well, I didn't really realize that they were actually the same actor. Um, Another fun thing is, I think his name's Roger Smith. No, Roger Jackson. Roger L. Jackson. Um, he plays a few voices, including Engineer Adams, Chief Engineer Adams. He is actually best known for doing the voice of Mojo Jojo in the Powerpuff Girls. So that was actually really surprising, because you can kind of hear it, but it's so different. I think it's like his normal speaking voice. Um, Excuse me. I had something in my mouth I had to get out. I know, yummy, right? Um, I believe I talked about Squadmates in my Mass Effect tribute video, so I'm not going to be talking about that. In terms of gameplay, there's a lot that they had to work on. Um, like Mass Effect 2 actually does have better gameplay, as far as I'm concerned. It's just a lot more buggy. Mass Effect 1, I haven't really encountered many bugs except for when I was playing on my laptop, which has an AMD. If you have an AMD, there are a couple bits where the characters are going to be looking like black blobs. There is a fix you can actually implement into it. Basically, it just turns the shadows off and the lighting and everything looks normal but bright. If you have an Intel like I do on my new machine, it's not a frickin' problem. You can actually just go straight through. There is, when it comes to like the firefights, there's a lot of basically just running around. You can duck into cover, but unlike the other games where the enemies will duck into cover, or basically run in between cover, they don't really do that, and the cover system doesn't really work well. Basically, you have to keep the firing button down to actually pop out of cover, because if you don't, even if you're in fine aim, it won't do it. It'll actually just pull you back, and it's really disorienting. Disorienting. Sorry. See, this is why I don't edit my videos. You miss stuff like this. There is a lot of dialogue, and you basically have to go through it. But some of it's all right. Some can be actually pretty funny. When you talked with Tally, though, she has a tendency to talk a long time. Basically, I think your first conversation with her actually takes about 15 minutes, because there's a lot she has to talk about. Because she has to talk about her people, and the Geth, and her pilgrimage, and then her dad. I actually wasn't really that big of a fan of Tally originally. I think it was like around like the middle of the second game where I kind of started to warm up to her. Haven't done a Tally romance yet. I've been wanting to though. Um, Basically, another mainstay about Mass Effect is the romance system. In Mass Effect 1, there's only two characters you can actually romance per gender. So if you're like a male ship, you can romance you can romance Ashley, like the soldier character. If you're a female, you can romance Caden, who is a Sentinel character. So basically, he's got like both tech and biotic abilities, but no combat skill whatsoever. So he's more like a supporter. And then for both, you can actually also romance Liara. In fact, I think the story works really, really well. Like if you're doing a story run, it works really, really well if you actually romance Liara throughout all three of them. Because I think that's kind of how they set it up, in my honest opinion. Um, you can do a lot of things in your own order, but there's a lot that I think needs to be done in a certain order for things to make sense. Um, that's just my opinion. Okay. There is one option. There's one. It's not an option. It's actually a decision you have to make on a planet called Vermeer, which is. I'm glad they never really implemented again because you have to choose a squad mate to save, and basically you have to choose either Ashley or Caden, and whoever you save, the other one will die, and then we'll be out through all of it. I'm pretty sure the story actually feels better if you save Ashley. Um, Again, that's just my opinion. Caden, I never really warmed up to. Like, he's kind of a good guy, but kind of like, okay, okay. So, yeah, you were kind of wired wrong, okay. You get headaches all the time, okay, okay. And then Ashley, she's kind of speciest, but, like, it's not to the point where, like, I'm gonna kill you because you look different than I do. It's just she thinks that, humans have to be first. Um, uh, if you buy it on Origin, you actually get both DLCs for free, which is good. It's actually like great. Um, However, one DLC is kind of busted. I've never been able to actually finish it because it's busted. And all it basically is just combat. Like, it's a combat simulator. You go in, and they actually tried to build a story around it, and it's like the most idiotic story you ever heard. This one guy gets accused of cheating, so you make a bet with the guy who's accusing him, and you have to actually get high scores in everything. Like all the modes, all the maps, everything. And then I think after you do that, you get like this special mission where if you complete it, you actually get your own like house on a planet. Sounds a lot like the Citadel DLC, doesn't it? Yeah. Yeah. So basically it's like you can do it if you want. Don't do it on casual though, because um, one of the modes is survival. Basically, you have to survive the longest before you die. I've tried. I've basically I've tried a few times. I've actually just stopped fighting, and either your squad mates kill the people who are attacking you, or more often than not, what will happen is the game will actually like crash, totally crash. Like I'm talking like program fail, it's dead. It'll completely kill the program. Um yeah, the other DLC is actually pretty good. It has a decent story. It's called Bring Down the Sky. It introduces you to the Batarians, um, who are a big race in like the next two games. Well, not really that big. More in Mass Effect 2 than Mass Effect 3. Because beginning in Mass Effect 3, they kind of get, well, you'll find out. Um, in terms of like the weapons, basically they all function the same. Like assault rifles basically just fire like in a stream of bullets. Pistols are like a single shot thing, good for like close, medium to long range. Well, not really long range, but and like shotguns and sniper rifles basically just fire they're more for range combat. Sniper rifles are for long range. Shotguns are for like close range, and basically that's it. They all function the same. There's no single shot weapons for assault rifles. There's no like super powered shotguns. Well, that kind of is, but basically it all. The only thing that's really different is the colors and the attributes. Like red weapons do more damage, whereas blue weapons, I think they're more accurate. And the silver weapons actually are, I think they actually last longer because there's no like ammo in it. Well, there is ammo, but it works differently. Basically, it's not like fire a few shots, then hit R, reload, that sort of thing. So it basically is unlimited ammo, but your weapons will overheat. Basically, there's basically like two different models for each class of weapon. Like there's the standard, and then there's the advanced. Except for the assault rifle, because there is actually the Geth pulse rifle, but it still functions the same. The best weapons of the game, though, are the Black Spectre weapons, though. That's for sure. Like, if you're doing, like, a infiltrator run, which I've done, and you've taken, like, the assault rifle special talent, take the Spectre shotgun anyway, because even though you won't be able to, like, zoom in or anything like that, it's still accurate enough to actually do some damage. But that's, like any RPG, basically there are classes. I should have mentioned this way earlier, I'm sorry. There's like soldier for combat, engineer for tech, and then adept for biotic, and then there's like three hybrids. So like combat biotic, combat tech, and then like a biotic tech. I've done three of them so far. I've been trying to do a Vanguard run, but I'm not really used to close combat yet. I actually, yesterday I loaded up I started a new game of Mass Effect 2, and I actually, repurposed my Adept character to be a Vanguard, and it's like, okay, maybe I should actually go back and, but I've done like Soldier a lot, I've done Infiltrator a lot, and I've done, Adept once. And what I've done is I've actually done like a dedicated playthrough through all four games, just to kind of see how they evolve, and, although I don't think I did that with combat yet. Might actually do that. One thing I do want to mention though is I have been actually I'm going to do a run of Mass Effect again. I know I attempted it before, but how I'm going to do it is I'm actually going to do it as like a beginner's guide, because the last time I did it, I was still a beginner, because Mass Effect is not a game you can just play once. If you're like a one and done player, Mass Effect is not for you. I don't recommend it, because like it took me a few runs to actually get the systems down, really. And even now I'm just starting to become aware of it. Like which mod is good for which class, that sort of thing. So I'm actually going to be starting that soon, probably next week. I'm not sure how frequent the uploads are going to be. I'm basically just going to do what I used to do, which is just shoot a few bits, and then I'm going to change it up. I'm going to actually try to upload it on set times. but it's gonna be like what I'm basically planning on doing is I'm manually building the like stock quick start shepherd, and then basically just um, explaining things as I go, um, like kind of which weapons would be good for which and that, which mods will be good for which, that sort of thing. So look forward to that. Basically, it is mainly going to be for like people who are new to the series, but also for people who are veterans, kind of like what I am. Yeah, I'm getting up. Ooh, there's a lot of glare from the window there. Basically, people who are either like veterans to the series, like what I am. I think my cat's trying to get in the closet. Basically, they can watch it too, and if they learn something new, that's fine. If they know something that I don't, please feel free to comment it, because that'll help me learn too. And I'm hoping people will actually enjoy it. I do want to try to actually take it through all 4 games. I've been debating though. Well, no, actually, I should do the male one because the male is like just like the one you can kind of like the pre-made one. You can do a quick start female, but it'd be probably best if I do the male. I am going to be doing Andromeda with Sarah though, because I cannot stand Scott at all. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. It is going to be going up like as soon as I actually hit the stop button. So I am going to do something from now on, at least for the time being, that I swear I would never do because it annoys the hell out of me whenever people do it. But I think I need to do it because my channel's still small. Slap a like on this video because it'll really help my channel grow. If you found this video and you're not subscribed to me, please do. I have a lot more content that I want to do. And if you know someone personally who would like this video, share it. And that is basically it for now. I will be doing Mass Effect 2's review probably next week. I have another video in mind that I want to do maybe this week. But it's actually going to be a tribute video for a YouTuber I know in my real life who recently passed away. So it's basically just going to be me telling some personal stories about her. Well, not personal stories, but my experiences with her and that. It's probably gonna be a hard one. But I put off recording that for a while. A couple days more at least, so... Anyway, guys, this is ShockerCyclone signing off. Hope you enjoyed this video. Okay, I probably should do this on all my review videos too. I'm gonna rate it. I would rate Mass Effect 1 about a 4 out of 5, just because it loses some points in terms of gameplay. Anyway, once again, this is ShockerCyclone signing off. I'm still learning things, okay, guys? Bye.